Hey everyone, Antonio here from nitroplanes.com, and I have a new product to show you guys. This product is not quite out yet, but should be available within the next month, hopefully just in time for Christmas. And what it is you guys can see, it is a Dynam tiger moth. Now, I personally love the tiger moth. I've had a few nitros in the past, and they're a very, very forgiving biplane. In real life, they were used as trainers, and I can see why they were used as trainers. There's just so much wing area. The plane is very floaty in the air, and Dynam has been able to capture all those characteristics and bring them down in a smaller scale. This is your standard 4-channel. You have ailerons on the bottom wing. You have one servo per aileron, one servo on the elevator, one on the rudder. All these servos are your standard 9-gram servos, as you guys can see here. Dynam has made the plane look pretty scale. On the bottom, you have the struts. They're kind of functional. As you can see here, you get some spring action. The rest is, pretty much just for looks, but a nice job on them trying to capture that. They did not include a pilot on this one. That shouldn't be too hard, going out there and looking for a pilot. Adding, maybe you can add a Snoopy, Super Mario, just pretty much whatever you want. This plane does use a 4-cell 2200. I also have a 2600 I'm gonna be throwing in there. And let me tell you, you guys are gonna see shortly in the video, this plane has tons of power. When I first got this plane in, I was like, it's gonna fly like a tiger moth, very scale, very floaty, very forgiving. And then earlier when I did a maiden flight on it, I punched the power and I was just like, wow, it has tons of power. So what I'm gonna do now is show you guys pretty much how this plane flies. I'm running a full throw on aileron, elevator, and rudder. I'm running a little bit more on the aileron just because I want to do the flat turns, just to show you guys how great this plane really flies. But what I'm gonna do now is pretty much demonstrate, full-on review, some slow flying, some high-speed flying, some vertical flying, stalls, pretty much trying to throw everything at this plane to show you guys what it's really capable of. So we got our point in here to the wind. We have kind of pretty strong headwind today, gusting at about 10 miles an hour. It's pretty beautiful weather here in Southern California. As you guys can see, we have the sun setting on us, but we got her lined up for the runway. Slowly apply power. One thing you're gonna notice on the tiger moth is the tail picks up right away, giving you very good authority. So here we go. You guys can see within 4 feet that tail's up already. And there she goes, she's off. So here, the first portion of this video, I'm gonna do it no more than half stick. Just keep it nice and scale, nice smooth flying. Using that rudder to get some coordinated turns here. Nice and low. Throwing a little bit more rudder on this turn, countering a little bit with the aileron. For those flat turns right there, you guys can see, throwing in the rudder and just countering with that aileron, trying to keep the wings as leveled as possible. So we're gonna kick it up a little bit, notch of speed here. We're just about half power. A little bit more aggressive flying. You guys can see, plane is still tracking very, very nice. She almost seems like she's on rails, but flying very, very good. All right, so now we're gonna kick it up just a little bit more and do some high-speed passes. I doubt I'll be flying this tiger moth pretty much at full power if I did own it, but for you guys out there wanting to see what it's capable of, here we go. So we got a full pass. That's full power there. For a tiger moth, she's moving. She's really, really moving. Vertical, here we go. Check that out, guys. She's pulling. I mean, if I don't back out of the power, she's gonna keep going. Kind of have to roll out of that one. Cut the power all the way back. Nice dive. Still with the power all the way back. still with the power all the way back, and slowly apply power again. One thing I like about the Tiger Moth is their rudder authority. It really helps you master your rudder. For you guys flying tail draggers, you know, I mean, rudder is very important, especially on takeoff, landing. And this plane really gets you familiar with using that rudder. So what I'm gonna do now is take her up about a good 500-600 feet. And I'm gonna show you guys right now the stall characteristic. I haven't done it yet. I am expecting it to snap over a little bit, maybe rock, but we're gonna see right here. I'm gonna bring her a little bit closer so the camera can catch it. But we are now completely off power, slowly applying the elevator. And that is full elevator. That's absolutely full elevator. It cannot go any lower. I mean, you can see the wings rocking, wings are stalling. You can see it dips to one side, dips to the other, but overall, I mean, look at that. The props completely stopped, as you guys can see. And I'm trying to counter with the rudder, just countering with rudder and aileron. But release the elevator, slowly apply power, and you guys saw it recovers very easily. And I mean, I pulled the power at about 600 feet. You guys could see it had a pretty good glide slope. It doesn't just fall out of the sky. So here we go. We're gonna go up now, and I'm gonna cut the power and show you guys her glide slope. You guys can see power's off completely. Hopefully, oh, we almost hit those ducks, but there we go. Look at that, she's just floating up there. You know, if you happen to run out of battery on this model, I would not be worried at all. You'd probably be able to bring her in for landing very easily. You guys see, she's still going. I mean, look at that. Throw a little bit of a turn here, a little bit more rudder. Check that out, guys. The power is still off. You can see that prop is barely spinning. And then you line it up on the runway, and you can have a safe landing without an issue at all. So we'll power her up again. And I know there's guys out there, you know, I know a lot of you guys are gonna get mad, but yes, this plane does do inverted. This plane will do aerobatics, and I'm gonna show you guys that here. So we're gonna roll her over on her belly. Belly up, not much up elevator needed, which tells me this plane is pretty well balanced out of the box. I mean, this plane will fly like this, you know, for as long as you want. Has no bad tendencies. One thing I noticed with the biplanes is the top, or in this case, the bottom wing, depends how you're looking at it, but the bottom wing, when the plane is upright, it tends to cancel the rear elevator. I don't really notice this with the Tiger Moth. So here we're gonna throw some aerobatics at her. See how good she does. Some rolling circles here. And yes, guys, that is the Tiger Moth doing rolling circles. Check that out. I mean, anything you throw at her, she's capable of doing. Bring her back over the runway. I think I'm having a little bit too much fun with this plane. Will the Tiger Moth do the knife edge? I'm pretty sure she will. She has enough rudder, so I'm pretty confident she's gonna do a knife edge pretty good. All right, we're gonna line her up here with the wind. There she goes. Check that out. A Tiger Moth doing a knife edge. What we're gonna do now is pretty much end this review. I think I've had a little bit too much fun with this plane. As you guys can see, I really do have a place for these Tiger Moths in my heart. Landing's very simple. I keep about a little bit under a quarter stick power. I do this with all my tail draggers pretty much. Make sure that nose is leveled to negative, a little bit attitude. And there you guys go. One thing, a little tip you guys saw there, especially with tail draggers, you don't really flare the plane up. You know, with your typical tricycle gear, you always notice you tend to flare at the end. With the tail dragger, especially this Tiger Moth, you know, P51s, you don't really flare. You come with a -degree slope, a little bit of power. Once you're very close to the runway, you cut back that power slowly and just pretty much level off the plane. When you land, you want the whole plane to kind of be parallel with the runway. If you flare it, what you're gonna notice, you're gonna hit, take off again, it's just gonna be bouncing everywhere. I mean, that pretty much concludes a quick look and review of this Tiger Moth. It absolutely flies great, and I'm not just saying that. The video will speak for itself. Be sure to be looking out for this plane coming soon to you guys at nitroplanes.com. Also, be sure to add my Facebook, that's Antonio RC. There I've been making some posts here. You know, I'm gonna be making some posts just pretty much to follow me around. So be sure to check that out. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.